You are operating at 40% capacity and you know it. You feel scattered, you feel tired, and you feel like you are waiting on motivation to save you. Spoiler alert. Motivation is not coming, but discipline is waiting for you to pick it up, sister. Here is the challenge. Give me 14 days, just 2 weeks. If you can commit to lock in to the protocol I'm about to share in this video, no excuses, no cheat days. You won't just feel better. You will have a completely different trajectory for your year and for your life. We are going ghost mode and you are going to lock in. So let's fix this. Here is the problem. Why 14 days works is because we have to acknowledge first that we are drifting. We are drifting through life. You aren't failing. You aren't not having goals. You're not, totally behind in life, but you're just not focused on the right things. You are letting cheap dopamine, scrolling, Netflix, social media steal your energy. And the solution is 14 days to reprogram your brain. That 14-day window is the sweet spot. It's long enough to alter your trajectory, to change and break your dependency with social media, but also short enough to see the finish line. I'm not asking you to be perfect forever, but I'm asking you to lock in to make real change in your life. Because the goal is we're not trying to be perfect. This is not about perfect, but what this is, it's about progress and doing a hard reset to change and raise the baseline in which you are operating in your daily life. So, phase number 1 is our dopamine detox. Okay, the rule here is there are no cheap thrills. So for 14 days, you are no longer scrolling TikTok, scrolling Instagram, watching Netflix. No, none of that for 14 days, not for forever, just for 14 days. And you know what? If you have to be on social media, like for your job, set a timer, post it, get out. It's just not going to be a cheap dopamine, filling up your head with stuff that just you don't even remember the next day of what's going on. Because the psychology behind this is you need to be bored. Boredom is where your ideas come from. It is when you stop consuming other people's lives into your life, you suddenly now have the energy to build your own life. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the scrolling. So you're like, what am I going to do with all that time? It's going to feel awkward. I need to do something with my hands and my brain and all this. We're going to replace that with 2 things. You have 2 choices, reading or journaling. That input is what's going to create the greatest output ever in your life. Phase 2 is your ghost mode and isolation. Like you may have heard guys that are watching this, or if you are big on YouTube or social media, like monk mode, they always talk about it for like men. So ghost mode is the girl version. So the concept is you're going to stop being available to everyone. And if you have like a really super close family or circle of friends, like send a message that says, hey, I'm locking in on a project and for the next 2 weeks, I may be slow to reply. And next time you guys have dinner, like they may be like, what was the project? What were you working on? And you can share like me. I was the project, because at the end of the day, there is no project more important than your personal growth and your personal journey. Like you are the project, and it creates mystery, which is super attractive, by the way. And it also protects your focus. Like you are training other people. We always say we're training people how to treat us, right? You're training people to respect your time. You do not have to be available 24/7 to every text thread, every social media comment, and that's okay. That is okay. That is part of your journey for 14 days. Remember, not perfect, but progress. Phase number 3 is your non-negotiable routine. Now, remember, you are not locking in for the rest of your life, but you are locking in for 14 days. And this is your non-negotiables. Number 1 is the physical standard. You have to move your body for 45 minutes every single day. Not lift heavy weights for 45 minutes, not run a marathon for 45 minutes. You have to move your body and you get no rest days. Brack, that's not what all the research says. You know what? The research does not say you have to take days off from walking. So for 45 days, you have got to move your body. That can be yoga, that can be walking, that could be running, that could be taking your dogs for a walk. It could be lifting heavy weights. It could be going to a fitness class. But for 45 days, this is not about weight loss. This is about you keeping a promise to yourself, because your body, your physical body that you see when you look down at your hands or you see on a video screen, that body is what carries you through this life. So if it is not well, the work that you want to do is not going to be your best either. So you are committing to yourself. This is a non-negotiable, phase 3, to this routine. Number 2 is a deep work block. So you're going to have 2 hours of uninterrupted work on your number 1 goal every day. Your phone goes in the other room. You're not watching TV. Remember, we're off social media, Netflix, all the scrolling, all the random watching shows. We're out 14 days. And you are going to spend 2 hours a day, even on the weekends, working on this number 1 goal. Okay, first thing in the morning is like my recommendation, because as the day goes on, you get busier and busier and there's more demands for your time, right? But if it's like the weekend and you need to do nights because you had your kid's soccer game that morning or whatever, make it work. But for 2 hours, set a timer. Don't let yourself come off that. So if your number 1 goal is to write a book, spend 2 hours doing that. If your number 1 goal is to figure out financial management for your family, you're going to spend 2 hours every single day working on that, developing a plan, monitoring your budget, keeping up with all those things, whatever it is. If it doesn't take you 2 hours, then work on your number 2 goal too. But you are following through on a commitment to yourself that what you set your mind to, it matters. And number 3 is water and fuel. Okay. So 1 was the physical standard, 45 minutes. Number 2 is your deep work block. And number 3 is water and fuel. Okay. 100 liters of water a day. 100 ounces of water a day, which is about 3 liters. Okay. If you do not put enough water into your brain and your body actually can't do the work that you want to do. I'm not being like another scientist. I'm not a doctor, but I promise you, from someone who was chronically dehydrated, you need the water. All right. And if you eat trash, you're going to think like trash. So if you really want to have a sweet, have it at night. Okay. Not like right before bed, but like dinner time, 6-ish, 7-ish, something like that. Because if you're having sweets or crap in the mornings and not having a good, strong, healthy breakfast, your brain and your body are not going to be able to function as well. And phase number 4 is your evening audit. So you need accountability to yourself, right? You need accountability to yourself. Every night, you're going to answer this question to yourself. You can do it in a journal. You can do it in the notes of your phone. You can post it, make a little note for posting on social media later, because remember, we're not on social media right now. Did I win today? And I recommend 3 wins: a mental win, a physical win, and a spiritual win. So this is what that could look like. Like mentally, did I win today? Yes. When something really stressful happened at work today, I did not let my cortisol spike. I instead took a walk outside, came back in, and had a clear mind as I sipped my water. You like I threw that in there? And then made a good decision about what was going to happen, right? Okay, my physical win is I did my 45 minutes of activity. Check, 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 right? You already did that because it was in your like non-negotiables. And did you have a spiritual win? And spiritual for you could be reading the Bible. It could be meditating. It could be walking outside barefoot to feel grounded. Whatever that spiritual win is for you. So that's what I recommend. And here is a little mindset shift that you may have to if you missed a step, don't beat yourself up over it. Don't be super mad. You were sick. You got the flu. Something like that happened in this 14 days. But also be honest, because we tend to make excuses for ourselves in areas that we fall short instead of just acknowledging, I didn't do that today. And I had committed to myself that I was going to. And you know what? I'm going to make it happen tomorrow. So if you miss one day, don't miss 2. Because if you miss 2, you need to start the 14 days over. Okay? Because this is a commitment. It's not to me on the other side of the screen. It's not me. This is a commitment to yourself. And if you can't keep your commitments to yourself, how much do you value yourself? Right? Because your actions are a result of your habits. And your habits are a result of your thoughts. So how do you think about yourself if you can't hold this commitment down? Because I know you can do it. I know you can. And then the last step of phase 4 is the visualization. So spend a few minutes each night. So first we're going to write down our wins. Then we're going to have a mindset shift, what actually happened moment. And then a few minutes on what do I want to look like on day 15? If I'm going to do this, what do I want to look like on day 15? Do I want to look like someone who is focused and visualize exactly what you're doing? Are you still keeping up your 45 minutes a day? Are you changing it to 3 days a week? Are you make this visualization for yourself and don't fall through, because the truth is you will have reset your baseline after 14 days. And if you don't make it through the first 14 days, try it again, try it again, try it again. We are here every day on this earth as a gift. And at the end of the 14 days, the hard things won't feel hard anymore. And you will now have this new momentum going into the rest of your life. So you gave yourself 14 days to make a change forever. That is such a small window of time. Like, think about how old you are